Yeah, Harshit, the screen is yours. So I hope the participants will be like enjoying the session as well with you.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Great people. Like anyone from the participant can also confirm like they are able to see the screen.
Yeah, screen is visible.
Okay,
Yes, the
great.
screen is visible.
Great. I just
I
wanted a
want to
participant to
request,
talk, actually.
yeah, at last, I want to request the
Yeah.
or co-host, please record the video so that we can put it in the YouTube after that.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah. Yeah, Harshit, I
Yeah.
welcome you to the workshop, do and don'ts of the hackathon, and I hope the students will be like the participants will be very much uh, excited for this workshop and
Mm.
want to know what are the do and don'ts of the hackathon from where they will like win this hackathon or in the upcoming hackathons where they are going to participate in it.
Yeah.
So I welcome you all to in this like workshop and accepting our offer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mohit. Like, thank you for a warm welcome. And like, this is like a very great evening, like almost to the evening that we have, and this workshop that you have, like, initiative that you have for this Hack the Mountain. I mean, the name is very cool. Like, first of all, I was really impressed by the name Hack the Mountain. So, yeah,
Yeah, this name is like a which like actually why this name is like generated. You can say
yeah.
that because we are from the Jammu and Kashmir only, and
Okay,
this is
okay,
the like mountain areas. That's
got
why
it.
we put it this like yeah.
Got it, got it. I think that's pretty great. Okay, okay, great. So let's start the session today. Okay, guys. So, welcome, guys. Welcome all the participants. And today, like, we are going to see the do's and don'ts of our hackathons. So, why do we need to see the do's and don'ts of a hackathon? First of all, the first question, and second, who am I? So, answering the first question, answering the do's and don'ts of a hackathon. First of all, people used to participate in the hackathon. Like, let's say you are going to have some hackathons, and you know how to do it, but there are certain ways that to perform some of the hacks that you or present some of the your hacks in a typical way, which makes a difference. Now, through this workshop, through this whole presentation, you'll get to know some of the tips and tricks, which I would say. So, which will make the difference of just participating team to the winning team. So, I would request you all you guys to just pay your focus here and just enjoy the session. And yeah, if in case you have got any queries, just turn on your mic, turn on your camera, and just that direct shoot on me, and that's fine. So, okay, let's start. So the first question that who am I? So I'm passionate software developer, like working for a Amazon India, and it's a basically the second most fortune company, and also I'm the co-founder of AWS Ranchi. Secondly, I manage the open source community at Code Asylums, and I've been like judging the teams all through the well-renowned hackathons, which, as you can see, the NASA Space Challenge, Delhi Hacks, etc. Also, I've been like very enthusiastic toward hackathons, and I've been participating on mentoring and also getting involved around 20 plus hackathons across the countries. In this journey, I have also won the Walmart Hack Challenge, which was in the Hack in the North. It was hosted in Triple IT, Allahabad, and also won the Matic Ethereum Challenge. So, any guys like having interested for this Ethereum's blockchains or in big data or containers can directly ping here to me. I'll just help you out with all this technological stuff because I'm just love technologies. So, moving ahead, so now you are in the hackathon. Now you have to plan the kickstart plan. Now, what's other do's and don'ts? So first of all, when you're starting to make a plan, try to research well. First, the first point, as you can see, the research well on the problems. So what does it mean to research well? For example, you see the problem in your daily life and you want to solve it, and that's how you thought of the hackathon. So without getting into the research part, you are not aware of some of the basic concepts in the domain, and you start solving the issues. That's where the problem lies, because as a judge, I'm just telling about you from the judge perspective. So as a judge, like, people used to know ki, okay, these are the basic guidelines that you should be knowing in your domain, but because you haven't researched well and you're just presenting a problem to us, so what happens here is people just get to know that you haven't researched and you have a very loose ground to stand. So this creates a very false impression. Also, well, starting a hackathon, make sure to to make milestones and categorize your paths. For example, let's say if your team is 3 or 4, then each and every individual should have a task that is independent. What do you mean by some independent type of task? Like for independent type of task, I mean, for example, let's say uh, someone is front end, someone is back end, fine. And uh, what you say that someone front end, someone back end integration separately. So I'll just give an example. There was a hackathon in my code asylums. Like code asylum basically a community where like they used to host hackathons and used to teach people and everything. So there were we have a distributor ourselves in 3 different type of stuff. Like if people handling front end independently and back end, and the third person is having the integration problems. So at the last, to solve this integration, we have allocated, yeah, integration people. Yeah, someone is speaking, right? Anyone having a query? Okay, that's our noise. Great. So okay, so why I'm just focusing on this front end back end integration part, because people don't foresee it, and the last moment what we see is like your hacks are only make a front end, or you just show us the VS Code screen telling that okay, the back end is working fine, but that is not right. So initially start distributing the work. The don'ts, which are a very crucial part, is don't make time bounded plans without buffers. Because let's say you plan that, let's say hackathon ends on tomorrow 12 a.m, let's say. Now you make a plan which plan such that your hack is ready by the 11 a.m. That is a very time bounded and without a buffer. Let's say you got an errors, you're not able to solve it through Stack Overflows. Now where you will go it? You will not be able to solve each and every issues. Like you can't just have a plan to solving each and every issue. You have to take out the buffers in there. So that's why you should have a plan which including the buffers. Next part is, don't try to solve what has already been solved. For example, portraying the judges the same solution which is already exists in the market will not do the work. You have to have some extra effort, you have to have some extra innovative technologies, you need to have some of the extra USP for your project. Now what is an USP? USP is unique selling point. Now that's how your whole hacks get different from the other hacks. Now moving on, focus more on technical framework. This is a very common mistake that people does is they start focusing on, okay, let's say I'm making an app development part. So should I focus on React Native? Should I focus on Flutter? These are some of the technical frameworks that you should kindly avoid in the hackathon, and you should just choose one and move ahead. Yeah, these are some of the basic homeworks that you should have done previously, because what happens there is it may happen that you might not able to make some request, or maybe you are like stuck somewhere. So these are some of the issues that you should have foreseen earlier and do the homework in the technical frameworks. Don't decide when you're in the hackathon for which framework to use and what to do. Also, proceeding without time planning and idealistic approach means, people say, okay, I'll in this hackathon I'll make this part, and then I'll do another part. I'll also try to integrate a future planning also. For example, I'll make the website, I also include a chatbot system, also include another feature of it, I'll include another feature of it, and I'll just impress the judges. That's not exactly how it works. Why? Because not everyone is foolproof efficiently can work in this hackathon, because there are times where you will encounter errors, you will encounter some of the what do you say, some of these bugs there. So don't follow an idealistic approach, try to be more realistic and more affordable approach which you can have it. So I guess this is a very brief idea of the kickstart. Moving on, production ready hack. Now from a corporate guy, like what do I mean by production ready hack? A production ready hack is that which is just one click to prod. What is one click to prod? Which means that from your side your hack is completely ready, and you're just on the way to launch into production. Your hack has all the subjects and everything. Now subject include that it's very much your UI very much minimalistic. You have the proper naming convention, you have the proper logos, you have proper header and everything fits according to your hack. When you have these all features, these small features, and you make a production ready hack, you tend to have gain some extra attention from the judges. Why? Because they always wants to prefer that in a hackathon you should be able to come up with some of this production ready components. So now what are the subjects to make it production ready? Make your hack responsive. Now a lot of time, like being judging people and mentoring people, I've seen that people only focus on making the app that is fits in your laptops, or let's say it fits on your desktop as well. But what about the smartphones? Because in India, like every majority of people are using smartphones. So try to have either use you can use PWS, either you can, or you can just simply go with web application in like in the phones, or let's say you can build in native applications, that also works fine. So just think about it, keep in the back of your mind this, that you have to make something for the phone as well, of basically a screen friendly hack. Now making including more of the logos, moding of the navigations, like easy navigations, and including the header pictures, including scrollers, carousels and everything, it makes a much more attractive and contributes making it production ready. Also, whenever you have a what you say, this two tier system or three tier system. What do you mean by two tier, three tier? Like keep it simple, like bring it more simple. If you have a client architecture or client server architecture, so in that component part, where there is a two people to play the role, that is admin and the client. So always try to keep the admin dashboard and the client dashboard separately. Don't try to miss like what you say, miss the whole component in the flow and just portray it. Like let's say there's just one click and you will just go to admin. That's how it should not look. It should be a completely different world for the admin and completely different for the client. Yeah, I agree, like you can try to merge somewhat, but try to different flows, and it should come up very clearly to us, because you are the one who has made it, but we are the ones who are going to see it. So try to deliver your hack with your idea in a very visualized form to us. Now what are the don'ts for the production ready hack? So most of the time what I see is people start implementing a whole login system from themselves. Now they started using MD5 hash, they start using some of the forget password type of stuff, or they start implementing the OTP stuff. Like let's say for verification, you start asking for the people to enter the OTP and just enter the OTP for the verification. So these are some of the things which should be avoided. Why I'm telling this? Because these are some of the system which can be like which can be thought, okay, you can integrate it, it's not that much big deal. Don't try focus more on implementing all this stuff, including a cache system from scratch. If you have something available, try to go and use it. Also while presenting in a video, don't start showing the forget password elements and everything. So these are the common best practice to avoid all this stuff, and it will save your time and focus more on the real business problem which you're solving, rather than focusing on the other elements. Yeah. So anyone having a query, like I can't see the chat window right now on my screen. So if you want, you can. Okay. Okay, I'll just come to the chat later on. Okay, great. If you want in between, like also you can just open your mic and ask me. That's fine.
Yeah, Harshit, actually, Ayush Singh has a query that
Okay.
he says, what are your tips for a student who is a beginner in the development?
Okay. I think I can just take this. Like this is a very general question. I think if you have a question regarding this slide, then I can take it up. Otherwise, I can take it all together in the end. That will work because it's a very general question.
Yeah, Harshit,
Yeah.
what do you say that we take the Q&A session at the end of it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's also great.
Yeah,
That will
so
work.
everyone, you can put your queries, doubts, questions, everything in the chat section, and
Mhm.
Harshit will address them at the end of the session. Okay.
Great.
So try not to unmute yourself in between, so the flow doesn't break. Okay.
Great. Yeah. That's also a very
Okay.
crucial part. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Sorry for
Over to
that.
you, Harshit.
Yeah. Thank you. So moving on with this slide. Yeah. Now you comes the final presentation. Now why the final presentation is so much required, and why we have to focus on do's and don'ts. So usually, like when we see a presentation, so your presentation is the finishing or the like the last check which you does in your hacks. So always try to present a PPT, or I would say a demonstrative video. Why? Because in a hackathon presentation you have to be have on your time, because there are certain times when people used to breach your track time, and then how they used to get the time to speak less. You may miss your future aspect, you may miss the main of the components of your hack, because while speaking to someone, you tend to elaborate more and more, and you want the person in front of you to know more about it, and that's how you start missing the track of the time. So it's better to just record a video of your whole flow and start presenting the video in the while the presentation goes on. Also, you can make a ppt, and that's fine, that's great, because it helps us to visualize in a very curated manner, in a very curated way, to what exactly the problem statement was and what is the solution that you're trying to present. Another very important thing is think of a very cool hack name. Why? Because your whole hackathon name goes on like is a story. Okay, so think of a story which you are saying to your judges. So how the judges will recall you? By your hackathon name, by the hack name that you're given. So always try to be a pretty cool hack name, but this doesn't mean that you have to give out of the box names, such that you can simply make a website and give it name of Falcons. So that not how it works. So just relevant cool names which you can give, and it will be great, like if you can tell a whole story. Now, for telling a story, so how would you be your whole approach will be? Your approach can be, you can start with a problem that you're solving. Now you can tell the judges about the approach, your approach, how approach which you have thought, and how it's different from the others if it exists in the market. Here the mention point is you have to mention the USP, your USP, or the the USP or the unique selling point which you are trying, which your hack has here to sell to any customers out there in the market. And at the end, just end with a very realistic future aspects. Just don't go to the advanced, or just go to the idealistic approach. Let's say, okay, bring a machine there and I'll build a whole data warehouse something there, and these are all some of
क्या
the future aspects which are
ये फ्लिप कर रहा है क्या?
uh, yeah, make sure people, you're just muted. Okay, so this all creates a very false impression when you're telling judges that, okay, I want to make a hackathon website that will be like a Facebook. So this doesn't happen overnight, this doesn't happen. So if you have a plan, definitely you can make Facebook, but if you should show us the plan, show us the plan that how you will make it, and these are the approaches. So that's how it all goes. Now, uh, the important and the very crucial part is have a realistic approach and the numbers support which visualization figures. As you can also see in the pictures down here, because people are using a very cool visualization, very cool assets and figures and everything to explain that how what exactly their approach are and how it is different from someone else. You can use some of the question mark, you can include some of the exclamation mark and arrows and everything. So this helps the judges to visualize in a better way, because at the end we all are human beings and we need some visualizations, and we are just technical persons or the business person who are just looking for some what do you say, the business solutions that you are making. So always help it that that you try to present in this way. Now, what are the don'ts in the final presentation? So what happens there is, don't start showing your codes and the editor screens. For example, people tend to post some of the Visual Studio code, your codes and everything. We are not here to understand your codes, or let's say people don't always get to the codes. They don't always see what exactly the code is, and how exactly there are like how exactly it functions. It doesn't matter to us. Secondly, don't start exaggerating your hacks with too much technicalities. For example, don't go deep into, okay, you implemented databases, now exactly you use MySQL. Okay, that's the bottom line, that the last line you should touch. Now if you start telling more that, okay, why did you use MySQL, why did you use NoSQL and everything, so that's we are expecting that you have to know it. That's we are expecting. Don't just start getting too much technicalities, how the network calls goes, how we are planning to integrate the whole login, and like don't try to avoid the technicalities. Just focus on the business problem, what exactly your problem statement was, what exactly your USP is, what exactly you are trying to solve, and how you are solving it. Just that's it. That exactly what we are looking forward to. Never lose focus on the business problem initially you started with. Initially people try to figure out, okay, I'll try to solve this much problem, but as the hackathon grows up, they start to take more and more, they start taking inputs from the people, and sooner or later they find that now their hackathon is what do you say, a whole lot standalone project, a whole lot standalone hackathons. So try to avoid that. Don't just try to create something which is a month long work. Just start small, focus on small things. Focus on what exactly you started with and solve that first. If you're able to solve it, that's great. Just go on with the add-ons, and we'll love to see the add-ons, but just don't start losing focus initially. Also, the last and the crucial point, don't present already existing solution in a different way. If you're just holding your nose from the other way, it doesn't help because we'll just get to know that exactly what this is present and this is not present. So just don't try to make what do you say, just play around with the judges point of view, because you think that you can play smart them, but doesn't happen in that way, and this doesn't end on a very good note. So that's how it goes. So these are some of the do's and don'ts which you should keep in your mind. And moving forward with this approach, uh, this is a very crucial slide, because this can make the difference in your whole hackathon project. So as a hackathon mentor and as a hackathon judge, we always have some of the criterias where we used to judge you. So I'm just not giving you the exact criteria, but I'm just helping you out with some of these extra buckets where you can just grab some extra points from your other hacks. So what you can include is, you can include some of the features for specially abled people. Now, how you can include it? You can either say that, okay, you are making some screen readers, you are integrating a multilingual uh, facilities, or let's say you are integrating some uh, uh, touch feature on this, or some like anything which helps the people who are who are especially abled. So that is the bucket where lots of people and lots of people would love to hear you, love to see your hacks, and because you are thinking for the community, you are thinking for a very wide range of the people, and that's how you can earn some extra points for your own hacks. So yeah, so moving on to the second point, the minimalistic UI. As a hackathon judge, like we don't want to see a marquee flowing in, animation coming in, uh, pictures flowing from above and pictures coming from bottom. You should keep your UI such minimalistic that even a novice person, let's say a child of 5 years, he can able to see it, visualize it, and able to click and move forward through it. The naming convention should be so much clear that, let's say today if I start using your website, then it should properly be demonstrated to the names as well, where I should go next. It should have the proper name, okay, the dashboard, okay, the home page, okay, the logins, registers, and headers, footers, articles, scrollers, everything. It should be that much minimalistic UI. And also the colors that you use, it tends to create some of the extra points. I would not deny it. It happens somewhere sometimes, because if you start using a purple mixed with a black and like a very dark contrast, so it tends to not put that much very wow effect on every judges. So this is a very common point you can keep in mind. Also, moving in extra, let's say you are a very tech enthusiast, what you can extra include is, which we can also judge you, is like you can use some of the SMTP. SMTP is nothing but a simple mail system. Let's say when for example, in one such hacks which I was judging in, there was a hackathon where upon filling the wow, or like filling some of the pledge that I was taking for the environment, it totally gives me a mail. Then instantly it sends me a mail which I can see in a very curated format, in a very love to see, like that's the whole pictures of trees and everything. It just send me out. in my inbox. So that is a very cool part, which you can also implement, the sending of this mail system, or some of the download features, or the printable reports feature, and also like let's say dark modes. So this is not required, but this is optional, which needs, I'll not say need, I'll say which can be implemented once you are completed with your whole hack project. So after you have completed with your whole hackathon project, just try, if you want to just go and deep dive further, you can just include all these features, which can earn you some of the extra points from your other teammates, like not your teammates, other hackathon mates and hackathon teams as well. Now the final part is hosting. So most of the people will agree with me that hosting definitely earns you extra points, definitely. So make sure you host your hacks, your complete hack. I will not say don't host your half made, or your let's say the front end is only working, not back end not integrated, or your only the back end is working, or not front end or not working, front end is not integrated, or only your Django server is being hosted. That's why, like, that's a very incomplete hack which you should not host anyways. Always try to include the hackathon projects which you are making, which is complete and fully functional, because it, as a judges, we after completion of the whole hackathon PPTs and the presentation and judging criteria, we tend to see it, and we tend to allocate some of the extra points. So this creates some of the pre-notions in our side, like it, back of the mind we have it, like, okay, comparing all the hacks, this person has hosted this hack and other person doesn't. So these are the four buckets you can earn some extra buck points for free, and definitely you can make a huge difference in your winning team and just participating team. Now moving on to the second last slide, the overall hackathon do's. So always remember, your USP of the hack is a key to success. Always try to sell the judges your USP. Sell your product through your USP and tell them exactly what your unique selling point is of your whole hack project. The second and the most important point is, make people visualize the idea. Make them feel that this idea as if they are in the hackathon, and if they are they have encountered such problem, they could have also thought in the same way. Use diagrams, use UML diagrams, use sequence diagrams, use charts, use arrows, figures, any descriptive way, whatever you want to use, pie charts, everything is welcome. The main point is just make sure the judges and the mentors, people whoever you are showing to your idea, can visualize what exactly you are making it. Make sure to research well in the domain. That's unsaid, you have to do it, because unless you are well researched, you will tend to make a very loose hack, which stands on a very loose ground, and judges can easily make you out of it. The very crucial, I would say, and very small point we have to keep your mind is numbers and artifacts. If you can present us the numbers or some of the artifacts out of your hack, it could create a very huge difference. Now how you can create numbers, there was some of the hack I was judging in the past hackathons. They presented us that, okay, when they are tested your hack in among the teammates, like they just went to some of the teams and they just tested their hack, they found that this much people found it interesting, this much people tend to get affected by this. So some of the numbers which you present, I would say that creates the different, and you should always see if you can present some of the by going some researching well in the domain, or so collecting some of the figures, like let's say you're in your ML hackathon. So try to collect some of the previous, like data collection is very crucial. So tend to collect data collection as well as the response also of your whole hack. So it tends to create the difference. And moving on to the overall don'ts, the never go horizontally but be vertical in hacks. So now this is a very crucial statement. What does I mean by never grow horizontally but be vertical? So let's say I'll just explain you in a very, by using this symbols, not symbols, just using my hand. That is, here is a front end project. Now here's a back end project. Now here's a database project. Now this is a very what do you say, a vertical type of stuff, a vertical growing project. So try to go front end, back end, and databases, or like other any way you want. That is a vertical. Now what is horizontal? Let's say in the backend one, you implemented the project in a Node.js. Now you start implementing the project. You say, okay, now Node.js is not good for my hack project. Now I'll start implementing using Flask. Then you realize, no, Flask is not good. I'll start using Django. So this is the point, you start going horizontally. So this is wrong. This is wrong because as a judge, we don't care about, like, we do care, but we don't care that much that you're implementing it through Node.js, you're implementing it through Django, or you're implementing it through Flask. For us, these all comes under a simple backend servers, like backend, whichever language, like framework you use, whichever library, framework, anything you use, we are okay with it. That doesn't have matters to us that much. Just make sure you complete your hack, complete end to end, and complete the whole vertical steps that you have. So this is a very crucial point that you have to keep in mind. Don't waste your time going thinking about innovations in the frameworks currently, like during the hackathon. Also, the don't start presenting your ideas. Just remember, this is a hackathon, this is not an ideathon. And just don't present the ideas, just don't present the ppts with the only idea that, okay, tomorrow you'll go do this and do that and everything, and not the real hackathon. So try to make some realistic things which is working, which we can see. And yes, and it should not be a simple website, right? Like, try to have some of the more components so that we can judge you based on that. The the third and the last part is, don't start going big. Like, don't start big from the beginning, because if you start thinking big, like, it is good, but don't think so much big that you can't visualize it and the whole team just tumbles over. So never go that part. Fix small goals, try to achieve that, and then start working upon that. Also, fix one template. Don't just go for the flexi template, which is giving you what you say, the cool clauses, and just waste your time. Like, you just waste your time going on this template part. Like, for example, you can say scrollers, scroll bars, and that, what you say, the animation part more and everything. So that is secondary part. Just keep your UI so much minimalistic that your work has been done. We could understand your work, and that's how this whole templates bucket works. Yeah, so there was a very famous saying by John Gemma, and he said that Lyft came out of a hackathon project. By the way, Lyft is very, like, if you have heard of Rapido, if you have heard about Yulu, or if you have heard of something, Ola renting out. So Lyft is that. So Lyft is basically a company in the USA firm which offers you the motorized renting, your vehicle renting, and, like, for example, Zoom cars and everything in the India terms. So Lyft is that company. So Lyft came out of a hackathon project when we were trying to figure out how Zimrite looks on mobile. Zimrite also have a similar concept. It's a rent mobilized renting system. And this founder of John Zimmer, he was just visualizing the Zimrite on his phone when exactly he invented Lyft. So that much crucial your hackathon is. Just don't think your hackathon to be just a place where you can just simply create anything you want. Yeah, you can create anything, but not like, don't just create anything. It should be something, your idea, it should portray your idea where it can be your next $1 billion idea. So start small, start making plans, but have a very big vision to solve in the end. And that's how you can, and you don't never know that how important your hack can be, and how $1 billion it can become. Lyft currently is now a very $1 billion a company, which you can also see out of Google, and to find out exactly what it does, and currently how it's right now with the competitor Zimride. That said, now I open the forum to queries and the questions, anything if you want. And you can just pick, if you want to just attach to me, that you can have a LinkedIn and GitHub listed over here. And yeah, guys, I think that we can take the questions. What do you say, Mohit?
Yeah, Harshit, some questions are in the chat,
Okay.
and some, if they want to unmute themselves, they guys, you can raise your hands and I will unmute you so that you can ask the questions directly. Harshit, proceed with the chat questions.
Okay, sure. I'll just bring this chat over. Okay, so people are Shreya Bhatt is drawing something on the screen. Okay, Shreya, I think your great drawing is very good. Okay, so first question from Ayush is, should I create a project from scratch or work on my existing projects? Okay, so ideally, you should not like work on something which you're already being making in some other hackathons, and ideally it should not happen. But that said, I would highly recommend you to have some of the basics templates ready, the boilerplates ready. But what does that mean by boilerplates ready? So I'll just give an example. If you're using React or you're using Node or something, so these are basic templates that you have to generate. So you can just generate that beforehand, before starting of the hackathon, and that is okay, because you don't want to waste time making this simple boilerplate again and again. If you have any boilerplates, you can just carry it without, that's great. But if you have some of the ideas that already being implemented in another hackathon, don't, I would say never try to start working on that idea which is being made in some other hackathons, or present that idea which is already being made by some other person in another hackathon. So I think that's a very bad idea to do it. So the answer to your question is, definitely you are welcome to create a completely project from the scratch, a completely new project from the scratch. And if you have some of the existing project which you haven't presented in the hackathon, but it is very initially in initial level, and you haven't worked it much, but you want to make it a reality, then hackathon is your place. So I think that's answer your question, Ayush. Okay, now moving on. Again, the Ayush has asked the question: what are your tips of a student who is a beginner in development? Okay, so I would just recommend you to start small again. Like start vertically. What I mean by vertically, like cover the front end part first. In the front end, if you're okay with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, done, very good. You can just move forward to the next bucket. If you feel somewhere you need to implement some of the frameworks available in the market, like React, Angular, or Vue, we are welcome to do so. Not required, but not like it's great if you can implement. But here, as a judge's part perspective, we see that more in the business problem. Let's say you are trying to implement, you're trying to solve a business problem which is not being solved, but you're only engulfed in taking React or JavaScript. You're taking too much time in thinking about Angular or React, then that's not recommended. That said, if you're implementing your hack in React, then definitely you have a more edge towards people who are implementing just in JavaScript. That is fine. So this is a very trade-off that you have to keep in mind. And I would say start vertically, tick off the buckets as you move on. Don't just stuck in one bucket and explore more and more in the development, because you are just starting a development, and the whole what you say, the whole world is yours. So just start and exploring, and don't just stop it. So that's the basic idea of a beginner. Yeah. So Soma Shekhar is asking, how do I present if I use hardware IoT? Yeah. So while you're using hardware IoT, I would recommend you that if you can make a small video of your hardware, I would say, and play it in front of the judges. That is great. Also, let's say if you're having an IoT project, for example, then you must be having a dashboard where your sensor should be sending you the response. And for example, when I was working with some of the like IoT part, I was using some of the gas sensors, this MQ135. I don't know if you have heard it or not. That sensor continuously sends me the data at an interval of 5 seconds. So continuously log that data in your dashboard somewhere, and show to judges that okay, your IoT hack is emitting data and is a working condition. That marks the proof that okay, if you have done something which is under functional condition. So that way you can do it. I think that answers your answer your questions, Sumashekar. Moving on, do all the participants have to make presentation on the project? I would say, Alina, not every participation have to make the project. It's a team. One team can present one presentation, and if you don't want to present, that's also fine. You can simply show us the video, 3 minutes long,
Yeah.
whatever. whatever
Yeah,
the
Harshit is like right. We did not allow the PPT presentation from your side in the like submission time. I suggest you to like make the working prototype video that will also suitable at that time, like when you are like submitting the video. Right, Harshit?
Yeah, exactly. Like Mohit exactly pointed out that it should be a working prototype, not just showing your code in the whole video. That would
Yeah.
highly we don't recommend. Make your hackathon in a working condition and just record a video in a stipulated time that they have allotted to you, maybe of 3 minutes or something. Okay, now moving on. What if okay, from Abhay we have what if I have no team as of now, and I just put it the chat window here so that I can make you clear. Okay, so what if I have no team in my first time in hackathon? I'm good at backend development. What should I proceed?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Mohit,
Let
you can take it up.
let me take this question.
Yeah,
You have like a contacting the team formation channel in the Slack that is available there, so you will get the team there definitely.
yeah, and also I would just like to add on, like if you're good at backend development, that's pretty great. You have to just find a guy who is very good in terms of UI development and integration
Yeah.
with backend, and that's how your whole hackathon can go on. So all the best, Abhay, for your another teammate search, I would say. Yeah, so moving on, you can okay. Can you give some tips for solo hackers? Okay, the solo hackers, I would say just not limit your thoughts, and I would say not just see other people hacks and get demotivated, because other people are working in team and obviously they tend to have more and more features than what you are doing. But I would highly recommend all the solo hackers to solve a problem which is currently not being like taken care of. What I mean exactly is, you can solve a large problem in a very small scale, because you're solo. Now you have opportunity to go big, because now you can single-handedly you can show us that what you have thought of, what exactly you can take up. Like, just explore the thoughts and solve any problem you want, and just don't get demotivated by seeing other people hacks, because obviously they are making in a team of 4 and 5, and obviously they have tend to have a better. But I'll focus on all the solo hackers. To all the solo hackers, I'd see the business problem that you take up and the idea that you come up. That's the important, crucial expectations from me as from all the solo hackers out there. So Amoldeep Singh, a little more on vertically and horizontally. Okay, great. So what I mean by vertically and horizontally is, let's say your hackathon project consists of website, for example. So it should have a three different buckets. It should have a front end, it should have a back end, it should have a database, and ultimately you can have a hosting aspect as well. So these are the broadly four different buckets which you can think of. Now, uh, one person is doing front end. Now what happens here is, one person creates the front end part, but other people tells that, okay, other teammates like other teams are implementing React, other teams are implementing Angular. Why not you also implement that front end part? Now this pressure comes in the person, and he starts in the hackathon only, he starts exploring the different frameworks, and which is not required. So this is where you start going horizontally, and this is not, I would say, not recommended as of now. Start vertically, start solving one by one buckets, and make a tick off and come with a complete hack. That is what we desire to see in a hackathon, a complete production ready hack. Yeah, so now moving forward with the Ansh Sharma. Is there any elevator pitch anytime soon? I guess Mohit can take up that question. Is there
What
any
is the
elevator
question?
pitch? Is there an elevator pitch anytime soon?
Yeah, we have a elevator pitch at the time of the 6 p.m. today in the evening, where mentor will be joining in the call on the Zoom or the Google Meet, which is like preferable for them. So we are like allowing them to like guide you according to their project. If you are facing any issue, they will like help you them out. And if you are like issue in the like some of the things, you can like put in the that issue from the portal, we had already mentioned hackthemountains.com, from where you can request the mentor regarding your error that you are facing, so that they can contact to you. I hope the answer will be like fine for you. Okay, I am not
Yeah,
in a session with my hardware, so I can present through animation, which will elaborate explain the workflow. That is not allowed. I guess Harshit, you are
Yeah.
like, I guess, agree with me, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, because animation doesn't guarantees that you have created a hack, it just
Yeah.
sees that only your ideas. And again, I have mentioned this is not an ideathon, this is a hackathon. So you
This
have
is
to
a
make it something.
hackathon. You have to
Yeah,
build something and show it to all the hackers, because
yeah,
in the top of the 15 hackers will be present their projects, the breaking prototype in the night, like at about the 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. IST, to the judges as well as the participants too. So this is the thing tomorrow we are like discuss in the organizing team.
yeah. And I think just one last question that is coming up. Like everything is like same only. So can we use open source code or paste templates available on the Google for a part of a project? I would say definitely you can use open source codes and also paste templates. Just make sure you give the credits to them. Just don't just simply copy paste from other codes and give your name, your mention your hackathon team. Let's say copyright my team and everything. This is not this is violation of open source principles, and
Yeah.
that is not recommended as part also as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty answers all the questions out there in the chat. And in case anyone have any more queries, he can just unmute him or her, and directly you can just ask the question to me. I'm open
Yeah.
to it.
For the last minute, I want to like say everyone in the participant, they can like open their cameras so that we can take a one photograph.
Oh,
And
I
actually
love
this
that.
is needed. Yeah, actually this is needed. So we will take a one photograph so that we will post it in the social media after that. Yeah, guys, please.
Oh, hi hackers! Hi fellow hackers! It's great to see all of you. Like I just simply can recall my
Actually, we
college
have
day.
a
Yeah.
Actually, we have at about the 10 plus countries participant who is
Oh,
participating in Hack the Mountains.
oh, great, awesome guys, awesome. Like congratulations to each and everyone who has made up to this hackathon and who are willing to participate and who are determined to make something out of the box. And I just give them all the best, guys. Make something great, because this is just remember. I'm just getting a throwback of my college days when we are to participate in all the parts hackathons. So okay, guys. Okay,
Okay, guys. So you can like smile because I did not want ki the faces like will be very
uh,
dull in the pic.
okay, guys. All the best,
Okay,
guys.
great. I had taken the pics. Okay, in the second slide, there is nobody is like going to open the camera. Okay, thank you so much, guys. So we have a one more session with the
Hello, Mohit.
Acha, okay,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
Yeah. So we are going to a next session with the Wubble. So they are not going to do a live session, but we have a recorded video. Definitely, we are going to show you in a while within like next 15 minutes. So we will start at a 12:05 p.m. IST. We'll share the link in the announcement channel in the Slack as soon as possible. So guys, you can leave and build their projects to like so that we can able to build something new in this hackathon definitely by the teams.
Okay, at the end of this session, I would like to thank Harshit Singh for joining us and guiding the all the hackers about the do's and don'ts, and addressing their queries and doubts, and also Mohit Sharma, our co-organizer for Hack the Mountains. Thank you. Signing off.
Thank you so much, Ankit, and also like for moderating all these things.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mohit and Ankit. Like that's pretty good. And Mohit, like if you can just send me that picture also, like I can just love
Yeah,
to see that. Yeah.
definitely, Ashit. I will send it to the Sandeep so that he can like send it.
Oh, great.
Actually,
It
I
works.
don't have your number actually.
Oh, that's okay. That's great. That's great. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, people, for hosting me up, and thanks for a lovely audience. It means a lot that you're taking my time to listen to me. Thank you, people.
Yeah, Ashit. And see you tomorrow in the judges panel.
Oh,
Tomorrow itself.
definitely. I'll love to. I'll love to. Okay, right. Great.
Okay, that's it.
Bye bye.
Bye.